There's a sadness in some homes today because a child is missing. The father with an empty stare, a mother clutching worn pictures, brothers and sisters glancing at waiting toys, hoping, praying, and waiting.
He walks the streets and avenues, listening for their cries. He looks along the crowded street with a searching eye. He even stops beside a bar, takes a look therein, and looks throughout the dim-lit moon for his missing children. There's just one thought that really matters, one motive drives him on, to find his missing children and take him safely home. He's determined to keep searching every night and every day, till all the missing children are home at last to stay. Everything to this world he came, seeking those whom Satan stole, mercy to reclaim. He laid aside his holy robe and royal diadem.
Said Tuesday night that he has no idea what happened to the girl. In a statement released through the Waterville Police Department, 24-year-old Justin DiPietro said, "I will not make accusations or insinuations towards anyone until the police have been able to prove who is responsible for this." Ayla Reynolds was last seen Friday night in bed at the home she shares with her father at 29 Violet Ave in Waterville, Maine. She has been the subject of an intensive search since Saturday. He said, Ayla was in my sole custody at the time of her disappearance, per agreement between her mother and I, because she was unable to care for Ayla. DiPietro said in the statement, his first public comment since he reported Ayla missing Saturday morning, "I have shared every piece of information with the police." DiPietro disputed reports that he and Ayla's mother, Trista Reynolds, who lives in the Portland area, didn't talk after Ayla came to live with him. "I have been in communication with Ayla's mother over the last couple of weeks," he said. "The Waterville police have transcripts from my phone for verification of those communications." On Monday, Trista Reynolds told ABC's Good Morning America that she filed paperwork last week seeking sole custody of Ayla. She has declined interview requests from Maine Today Media. Members of her family, including Ayla's grandmother, Becca Hansen, said Trista Reynolds went into rehab for substance abuse, and the State Department of Health and Human Services turned the child over to DiPietro in October. Hansen said Ayla suffered a broken arm while she was with her father. Police have said the child's arm was broken in an accidental fall about 3 weeks ago, but have declined to provide further details. In his statement, DiPietro said, "It has always been my intention to have a shared parenting arrangement with Ayla's mother, and I will continue to work towards that when Ayla is returned to us." He said his family and friends will continue to do everything we can to assist in this investigation and to get Ayla back home. Investigators also examined dumpsters, garages, backyards, ball fields, and wooded areas near the home. They said little about what they have found. Macy said his department, the Warden Service, and the FBI are intensifying efforts to find the child. The FBI is doing a knock and talk campaign on nearby streets looking for answers. "It's still a missing child case," Macy said, "and I'm not going to speculate on whether she's alive or when she might come home. We need to follow the logical conclusion of a logical sequence of events. We've ruled nothing else, so I don't want to stand here and speculate." Macy said DiPietro, 24, and Trista Reynolds, 23, have been interviewed and are cooperating. He would not say whether police suspect anything criminal in the girl's disappearance. Macy's also would not say why police seized two vehicles, one of them registered to DiPietro, or what authorities might be looking for in those vehicles. Ayla was reported missing by her father just before 9 a.m. Saturday, about 10 to 12 hours after he said she was put to bed. Macy has said that a neighbor reported hearing a motor vehicle arrive at the home Friday night. He also has said that several adults were at the home when Ayla went to bed Friday night, and at least one of them was not a family member. Members of the FBI's Boston-based child abduction rapid deployment team canvassed neighborhoods in Waterville on Tuesday, interviewing residents in a search for clues. The FBI team is one of several across the country composed of 4 to 6 agents with special training in investigating crimes against children and experience in abduction cases, according to the FBI website. The teams work with members of the FBI Behavioral Analysts Unit. The teams follow a strategy called the Child Abduction Response Plan, applying basic investigation techniques in a focused way aimed at recovering a missing child. Macy said the federal agents will do a knock and talk at every home in the area around 29 Violet Ave. The strategy has been successful in other missing child cases, he said. Macy said police who have searched the neighborhoods so far have focused on the landscape outside the homes, bushes, and other areas. Many of the residents have been interviewed by state and local authorities, and the FBI agents will re-interview them, said Steve McCausland, spokesman for the state police. They are retracing those footsteps to see if anything might have been missed. A spokesman for the FBI in Boston, Gregory Komowich, would not discuss specifics of the case of what prompted the FBI's response. He said the FBI teams have been deployed 75 times since 2006. Of the 83 victims involved, 31 have been received alive and 17 are still listed as missing. He would not characterize the remaining 35 victims or say how many children were found dead. Macy said 75 law enforcement officers have been engaged in the search each day since Saturday. He said police have received more than 100 tips from the public. We are very much committed to this investigation and will follow it to its conclusion, he said. Now, we're going to go ahead and go into the issues here, and Nancy Grace and Headline News also will be talking about this case. We'll take you into that after this brief break.
Hi, this is JC Dugard. Just ask yourself to care. If you see something that looks wrong or amiss, speak out. You might be wrong, but you might just save someone's life. This is presented by the Jace Foundation.